Hello, everybody. Accureye here, and welcome back to another Apex Legends Talks video. And you kind of caught me in a bit of a drop on this game, as when I was starting to record this, I just kind of ended up going into a game. I forgot to, start up on the usual start screen like I would normally do. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about the startup and just like what weapons or what should you try to pick up when it comes down to the game, because obviously you'll probably have seen that many players in this game, they'll kind of go into the game kind of going like, if they see for instance, like an RE45 or something like the P2020 or even the Mozambique, they kind of leave it behind. And even sometimes I've seen people who use the EVA, who leave the EVA behind because for them, it's just like, it's not a good weapon. It's not something that they can utilize, for say. And, I mean, yeah, it's true. The EVA 8, the P2020, obviously, the R99 or even the alternator, which is something that you're seeing me use here, is not exactly the greatest weapon to use, for say. And, it makes sense that it's not exactly the greatest weapon to be used, for say, because obviously it has problems. And one of the big problems, of course, being the fact that it is a weapon that doesn't do a lot of outputting damage. I mean, more people will want to go for the longbow or even the 301 or like what I have here, the wingman, because it's such a much more better damaging weapon, which is very true. It's very true that you'll have people who are wanting these more powerful weapons because it obviously is much better compared to something like the R99 or 301 or something like that. And I mean, so what is the weapons that you should pick up? What are the weapons that you should be using, for say, if the R99 and all those weapons are not very good outputting damage weapons? And honestly, I would recommend grabbing the Mozambique, the R45, or the P2020. Or even the EVA 8. While these are kind of the worst weapons to pick up according to most players, it still will help you in the early game. In the early game, it's all about, just picking up your weapons and then destroying anybody that gets in your way. Obviously, the less competition you have in the game, the better. I mean, for the most part, you want to get rid of the competition as quickly and as early as possible. So even if it's just a P2020, if that person that you're chasing finds, for instance, I don't know, Spitfire, a flatline, an alternator, a devotion, or something that's better than the gun you have, then at least if you were chasing them down, hey, guess what? They just gave you a free, easy, good weapon, and you didn't have to work very hard for it, because you took them out with your punches, or, you used all your ammunition to get ahead of the game, or get into, a good position, for say. And that's exactly what I mean by, it's like, you gotta realize that at the end of the day, early game, it's all about just taking a weapon of any sort and then testing your luck. I mean, at least that's my personal point of view. This is my personal opinion. Some people may say that being aggressive early game is not going to win you matches. It's not going to get you anywhere. But truth is, being more aggressive is pretty much how you will win. I mean, if you're passive and you go to the first points in the map, you're going to end up realizing that, yeah, you're prepared, but so is everyone else. I mean, that's the beauty of dropping in hot and dropping in early and even just getting aggressive, because, I mean, so many players and even some of my friends that I play with are well, we're going to go far away because then we'll have more time to be prepared. And true, you will have more time to be prepared, but by going so far away from the ring, so does everyone else. And sometimes you even have a squad who is, who jumped early, was not prepared at all, and all of a sudden, it's like you, the squad who's prepared because you took time to run and pick up items or whatever, you end up being less prepared than the other team. Now, there is a weapon that I do recommend avoiding at all costs because it's just terrible, and that's the Havoc, which is one of the newest guns in of course, the game. It's not a great weapon. I would highly not recommend it because, like I've said, it's just terrible as far as it goes. Now, there are times where, of course, you're going to be saying, but Accureye, I've had times where I've been, in a so-called quote-unquote situation where, for instance, I was not in the, I was not in the ring and I came in prepared. And yes, there are times where you being prepared come in handy and you'll win the ring outright. I mean, in some cases, like in this match, I believe, because I'm probably not going to show you the whole match. The ending basically is I come out on top because of the fact that, even though I was prepared to a degree, I ended up just having the day saved with one particular weapon because, a weapon like the Mozambique, if you can find it, you better not or the Peacekeeper, if you can find it, you better not get rid of it because, let me tell you, it's going to probably save your life. But, I'll talk more about weapons in detail, probably whenever the next video is, or, sometime in the future. But, that's what I mean, is you just gotta take your risk. I mean, many people get salty, many players are like, oh, I hate this game because I'm not, I'm not doing what I could be doing. I'm not getting kills. I'm not getting whatever marks. I'm not getting wins. And, in general, I mean, wins shouldn't be what drive you. You should be more thought of as, I'm going to go in hot and then I'm going to just hope for the best. If I lose, I lose. Who cares? If I win, great. I'm obviously going to be more skilled than everyone else. And, that's my take on, of course, the situation and everything. So, it's like, yeah, whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, I mean, that's beyond what I was just talking about. And, as far as the early weapons go, I mean, if you can find a Peacekeeper, take it. It's going to be a good weapon. It's going to get you throughout the game. In fact, I would say it's probably the best weapon you can find early game. Because if you can find it early game, I will talk about the Peacekeeper and why it's so good in the future, or maybe in the next video. But, it's understandably why, so many people are like, wow, how is that even a thing? Why in the world how was that even possible? Because I didn't even see it coming. And true, you're not going to see it coming because guess what? It's something where a good player can kind of conceal their arsenal in a way and their skill to some degree. But, I mean, either way, for the most part, I would never recommend dropping away from the ring or even outside the ring. I would suggest highly doing a hot drop because, more likely when you do a hot drop, you're going to end up finding that you may win more, or at least to some degree, you're going to be better prepared. But with that being said, thank you everybody for joining me today on this video. If you like this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, get subscribed, hit the bell notification because I know you want to know when my next video drops next. Thank you everybody for joining me today on this video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, until the next one, everybody, this is Accureye signing out and saying farewell, everyone.